Imagine a dark room. The only sound is the ticking of a clock. Tick-tock. It's the sound of time, a constant reminder that it never stops. Now, visualize a blank sheet of paper on a table, illuminated by a single beam of light. That sheet is 2025, an untouched page waiting to be written. What will you do with it? Will you leave it blank or fill it with purpose, passion, and achievements? If you've tried to transform past years and felt like you failed, this is the moment to turn things around. Not because I'm telling you to, but because within you lies a force waiting to be unleashed. Today, I'm going to show you how. Did you know that people spend an average of 30 days a year planning and dreaming, only to abandon their goals before February arrives? This reminds me of something that happened to me one January a few years ago. I was sitting in a cafe, looking at my endless list of resolutions. It was impressive and completely unrealistic. That's when I realized the problem isn't wanting too much. It's trying to do it all at once. True power lies in simplicity. To start 2025 well, you need to stop overloading your mind. Ask yourself what really matters, not what looks good on social media, not what others expect from you, but what makes your heart race. Choose 3 goals, just 3. It's like a tripod that supports your journey. More than that and you lose balance, less and you underestimate your potential. I remember a night when everything changed for me. I was sitting in my living room, surrounded by papers, feeling completely paralyzed. It felt like the weight of the world was on my shoulders. That's when my mentor asked me, "Why are you waiting?" I didn't have a good answer. Maybe you're waiting too, for the right time, perfect conditions, or magical motivation. But let me tell you something. The perfect time never comes. The only moment you have is now. When you take the first step, even a small one, something incredible happens. You prove to yourself that you can, and that proof is all you need to build your next victory. Do you know what's fascinating about change? It doesn't happen in grand explosions. Real change is silent, subtle, and consistent. Think of a drop of water falling on a rock. At first, it seems insignificant, but over time, that drop makes an impact. The same is true for your daily actions. Don't underestimate the power of 1%. If you improve by just 1% each day, by the end of a year, you'll have transformed into a completely new version of yourself. Instead of worrying about the final result, ask yourself, what's the smallest step I can take today? Maybe it's opening a book, writing down an idea, or making a phone call. The secret is to start. Let me be honest with you, there will be tough days. Days when you'll feel tired, unmotivated, or even defeated. In those moments, what will make the difference isn't your physical strength, but your mental resilience. How you approach challenges will define your success. Think about the great moments in your life. How many of them came without effort? The truth is, everything worthwhile requires resilience, and resilience starts with how you talk to yourself. Instead of thinking, "I can't," ask yourself, "What can I learn from this?" Every obstacle is a disguised lesson. Every mistake is an opportunity to grow. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes for a moment and picture what 2025 could be. See the best version of yourself. A person who acts with clarity, focus, and purpose. You don't need to know every step of the journey right now. You just need to take the first one. Grab a pen and paper. Write down your 3 biggest goals for 2025. Then, note one simple action for each goal. Remember, the magic isn't in dreaming big. It's in committing to make those dreams come alive. Now it's your turn to act. Don't let the excitement of this moment fade. In the comments, share one of your goals for 2025. Let's create a movement of people committed to making 2025 an extraordinary year. And if this video inspired you, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Together we can create a movement of people determined to transform their years. and their lives. Picture this, it's 11:59 p.m. on December 31st, 2024. Outside, fireworks burst into the night sky, casting colorful reflections on the faces of people celebrating. There's laughter, music, and the hum of excitement for a new year. But inside, in the quiet of your own mind, something feels different. It's not just about the celebrations or the countdown. There's a flicker of something deeper, an anxious hope for change. You think about the promises you made in the past, the resolutions you set with enthusiasm, only to see them fizzle out before February. And yet, you know this year could be different. There's a part of you that's ready for a breakthrough. What you may not realize is that every new beginning holds immense potential. It's a chance to write your story differently. Imagine holding a blank canvas, untouched and full of possibilities. The question isn't whether you can create something meaningful, it's whether you'll start painting. Why do so many resolutions fail? Why do so many people start strong, only to abandon their goals within weeks? The answer lies in clarity and simplicity. I remember sitting in a cafe a few years ago, staring at a long list of resolutions. I felt proud for having so many goals, but as I looked at the sheer number of them, something else crept in. Doubt. How could I possibly achieve all of this? That's when I learned one of life's most valuable lessons. Success isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right things. Think of your mind as a workspace. If your desk is cluttered with piles of paper, half-empty coffee mugs and random knickknacks, how can you focus? But if you clear away the unnecessary, you create space for what matters. In 2025, give yourself the gift of focus. Choose just 3 goals, no more, no less. Why 3? Because it's manageable and impactful. More than that, and you risk spreading yourself too thin. Fewer than 3, and you might underestimate your potential. Ask yourself, what makes my heart race? What's truly important to me, not just what looks impressive to others? The answers to these questions will guide your choices. I'll never forget a night when I felt completely stuck. I was surrounded by papers, my mind racing with thoughts of all the things I needed to do. The weight of it all felt crushing. That's when my mentor asked me a simple but profound question. Why are you waiting? At first, I didn't know what to say. I had all kinds of excuses. I don't have enough time. I need to prepare more. I'll start next week. Sound familiar? But here's the truth. Waiting doesn't get you anywhere. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The only time you truly have is right now. The magic happens when you take the first step. It doesn't have to be a big step or a perfect one. It just has to happen. Once you begin, you create momentum, a force that propels you forward, building your confidence with each small success. If you've been waiting for a sign to start 2025 differently, this is it. The time to act is now. Nature has a way of teaching us profound lessons. Think about a tree. It doesn't grow overnight. Its roots spread deep underground, unseen, long before the first leaves appear. The same is true for your goals. Significant change doesn't come from grand gestures, but from the quiet persistence of small actions. Imagine wanting to read more in 2025. You don't have to commit to finishing a book in a week. Start with a single page a day. It might seem like nothing, but by the end of the year, you'll have read hundreds of pages. Small steps add up. They create a ripple effect. Each action builds on the one before it, reinforcing your determination and bringing you closer to your vision. Let's face it, challenges are inevitable. There will be days when you feel like giving up, when doubt and fatigue threaten to derail you. But here's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. Mindset. A fixed mindset tells you, this is too hard, I'm not good enough. A growth mindset says, this is a challenge I can learn from. I once failed spectacularly at a project I was passionate about. At first, I felt crushed, but as I reflected, I realized that failure wasn't the end. It was a lesson, a stepping stone towards something better. In 2025, embrace a growth mindset. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Obstacles aren't barriers, they're opportunities in disguise. Close your eyes for a moment and picture yourself at the end of 2025. Imagine you've achieved the goals that matter most to you. How does it feel? Who have you become? Now bring that vision back to the present. What's the first step you can take today to make it a reality? You don't need to know every detail of the journey ahead. All you need is the courage to begin. Write down your 3 goals for 2025, and beside each one, jot down one small action you can take to get started. Remember, progress isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. This is your moment. Don't let it slip away. In the comments, share one of your goals for 2025. Speaking it out loud or writing it down is a powerful step toward making it real. And if this message resonated with you, pass it on. Share it with someone who needs encouragement. Together, we can create a movement of transformation, making 2025 a year of growth, purpose, and success for everyone.